Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy KROD7435, repping out for the 518. You already know. We're gonna talk about a really good discussion. My life as a wrestler back in high school. This could be a story time, I guess, because I rather keep it a story time because I don't think myself being in a sports talk would ever be a beneficial thing. But I'm going to go into a little bit of an insight of what I got myself into as far as being a a previous wrestler back in high school. This is about 5 years ago. I was in my junior year of high school. I really wanted to play basketball. I was really good at basketball, but the coach, he never really saw anything out of me. I really thought basketball was like one of my best sports that I could ever train for. But then, the coach the coach thought that I wasn't good enough and I just wasn't in good shape when clearly I could have just, been being trained out of cardio because, I did try. But it's just like in tryouts of that year of, I want to say senior year, I guess. Yeah, it had junior year. It was definitely junior year. He was telling me, "Hey, Kieran, because I understand that you want to be on the team, but as far as things go, I don't think it would be good, for you to join because these guys are like a lot better than you and things like that, and I don't want to see you get hurt." And I'm like, "What?" So that's where the heat came in. That's where I saw, a lot of, resentment because I was just like, why would you want to shit on me like that and try to think that, I don't deserve a place in basketball. And I would like to say now that I'm a lot better than I was back then. Back then, because I had a shot. Because I could score, I could do a lot of things. But but for me personally, I was more focused on driving to the rim. I was doing a lot more with, getting myself to, the paint more because I had a bigger frame, but I wasn't that big. I was about 230. No, not 230. I was about 215 to 210 at that time because I was pretty fucking small back in high school. But as a big guy, getting bigger, that's when I was like, okay, like most of my weight was fat, but when I sought to see a difference, there was a guy by the name of, Rob Weeks, or more so Coach Weeks, because I'll keep it Coach. I don't want to be exposing my awesome coach, but Coach Weeks, great man. He's led my high school Shenandoah to consecutive 5 or 6 titles, state titles. I want to say it's about been 6 or 5. I don't know, but I definitely liked talking with him. He actually saw like a lot of skill in me, and he literally thought that I was a good person and I was actually pretty strong. And he was saying, "Hey, Kieran, if you ever need something to fall back on, how about you join wrestling? Because I really do see that you have a lot of skill and I really want to train you." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." So then once I did wrestling was like one of my best experiences to get into. And I have to say, it wasn't good until I actually started going to practice. And there was a lot of good wrestlers. My friend Tony Fusco won championship in 2012. Cole Laintman, huge shout out to you, my boy. He's a really good player. There was also, another good wrestler of mine, Wesley Betts. He's training for the MMA, which he's already had his first fight, but he wants to get into the UFC. So there was a whole bunch of fighters, man. I think that with him personally, he's had more good fights, he's had more good fights in wrestling back in high school, to which he's actually training for his fights now. And I have to say that with Wesley's, Wesley's, skill set you know, he's actually taught me a lot back in my days of doing, you know, wrestling and where I really wanted to be, you know, after. But let's get right into, you know, like my training. What did I do? I did a shit ton of running. Running was our biggest thing in practice, and during wintertime we still ran. We fucking ran like the whole fucking school if coach wanted us to. He made us do bands, he made us do fucking monkey rolls, he made us do a lot of shit that I probably would do if I had wanted to do like the UFC a long time ago. But, you know, well, not UFC recently, but I mean, you know, even back then, like, I was probably even thinking about it because I was like, oh wow, it must be really good to get into this, and then I'm just like, no, like, I need to find something to get myself prepared. And then again, like, I got more interested with video games because I was like, you know what, like, why not, man? Like, you know, like, that's what I'm getting myself into, and I'm just like, no, like, I don't want to get myself, you know, hurt or anything, because I did get surgery later on after my high school career, with a wrestling tournament injury that I didn't take care of for 2 years, and then I managed to detect it and get it done. So that was, you know, treated, you know, by the, you know, like, by the surgeon back in 2015. And, yeah, like, he had to take out, like, about 1 centimeter of bone. And, yeah, man, it was fucking crazy. You know, I definitely did not have a good, you know, experience. But, let's just, basically say that my life now is a lot better, you know, than for what it had been screwed up back in the past. But, you know, like, I'm kind of happy that I've done wrestling. My record was 27-3. That was combined with JV and tournaments. So my tournament, my tournament record was basically, how should I say it? I was like probably like 12-1. You know, well, to me personally, at the most, but I could have done varsity tournament, you know, as a as a invitational, and then I could have gotten myself to Corinth, which Corinth, you know, like, a lot of people say that was like a racist ass town, to which I guess it is, but I don't really give a fuck. But that could have been a good spot for me to get myself, you know, into, get my experience, get better as far as, like, you know, getting mat time. So, you know, like, it was good. And how should I really say, like, as far as, like, the wrestling matches go, yeah, they were tough, man. You know, like, I would have to say, you know, out of all my matches, it had to been my losses, and my losses were only 3 of them, which I went up against this one kid from Suffolk County. I want to say, no, he was from, like, Maryberry, like, oh wow, shit. Like, I want to say like, he was from Mayflower County or something like that. Like, basically, it began with the letter M, and basically with him, he was a pretty good wrestler. We met in the finals, or we wrestled each other in the finals to win the, you know, wrestling title, or wrestling, you know, contest, or, you know, division tournament. For first place. Obviously I got second, but no, like, he basically got me in, like, a little grapple, or basically like because I was close to taking him down, but then he countered it and took me down to the ground, and he was able to put me down for the pin. So I wasn't really too has to say, I wasn't ready to see that coming. So that was my first loss. The second loss was up against a senior beginner average wrestler. You know, he was pretty big. He was a very big person. He took me down. He wrestled for Columbia, which was our school rival, which I made some pretty good friends. But there's this nigga called El Shaddai, and damn, that nigga was big as fuck. But I'll actually get into him right now. He was actually, I mean, at the time he was a punk, and he was actually getting offered a lot of scholarships to go to a lot of D1 wrestling programs. But he basically wrestled us for X amount of 2 years while I was there, because I was only doing wrestling for 2 years. I should have done it like ever since I was in 9th, but I wasn't really thinking like that. Well, mainly because I love basketball, but no, it was really good to get into it. But as far as you know, El Shaddai, you know, coming into the mix, like, there's a little bit of crazy beef drama, I guess, because it was after how should I say it? It was probably my senior year, yes, because that was the year, you know, when my 2 friends died. But what happened was that he wanted to fight me because he got angry that he wasn't able to wrestle on a senior night, and then I basically, you know, didn't need to wrestle him because we were basically how should I say it? We were you know, beating their ass, and what happened was that their wrestling team got sick because there was somebody that had, you know, thrown up and shit like that, and I guess it was just good enough to, like, you know, call it, you know, a forfeit. And you know, like, I was mainly coming from my other wrestling buddy, Anthony. He was telling me I was there for bait, but I was like, no, like, I was like, no, personally, because I was scared, but I didn't really give a fuck if I had to be taken down by a top, you know, New York State qualified, you know, went second place in the actual tournament wrestler. And no, it's just like, you know, like, I think that experience really would have taught me something as far as, like, you know, it doesn't matter how big you are, but if you know how much you know, determination you have in a sport, then you know that you could beat up, you know, anybody's ass, whether if it's basketball, golf, boxing, dude, you fucking name it, even cricket. I don't even give a fuck. But what weight classes that I did 220 and 285. Now, you guys would really ask me, how the fuck did you do 285? Like how much do you weigh now? Right now, it says on the scale I'm 296, which I'm not really that big. But, you know, I don't think I'm that big because, number one, I have been drinking a lot more water than doing any type of starches and all this other crap. And then, number two, I've been doing a lot more walking because I walk a lot everywhere I go. Whether if it's me going to work or me going to school, or, well, going to school is usually me walking around campus doing my extra mile type thing if I want to hang out with friends. But no, dude, you know, like I extensively get me a good workout, and then I basically don't eat that much because I wake up during, like, the middle of, like, the day, which is like 10-11 o'clock, and then after that, like, next time I'm hungry is, like, you know, probably late, no, not late at night, but it's like, you know, before very late nighttime. But no, how was my, you know, how did I turn into a really good wrestler? What did I learn from this? Did I make a lot of good friends? Yeah, my wrestling career was really fun, man. You know, I definitely wish I probably did wrestling in college because I was basically close enough of getting myself into like the UFC because I wanted to do something like that, which I'm gonna add in, like, you know, like another chunk of the story right now. But I was basically chilling with my boy Taja Lee, that ugly ass nigga. Nah, just kidding. But he's a smart geek like me. Yeah, like, my boy Taj had a friend by the name of Jelani, and Jelani was a New York State fighter. So he did MMA. He told me, hey man, you know, like, I hear that you actually want to get into some training. And then I was like, yeah, you know, he definitely acknowledged me, and I definitely liked him. He was like one of, like, my coolest, you know, acquaintances to get along with. But after that, we just basically drifted off from talking because I guess he got way too busy. And then I tried finding him on, you know, Instagram, Facebook, which I don't even know if he has Facebook still. But no, he's just like he's literally like a really good player or a really good fighter out of his field, and he has like a lot more, like, how should I say it? He has like a lot more love for, you know, mixed martial arts than any other person that I know. But no, he's just a really good person, dude. You know, he's basically what got me into UFC more, and just a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. But as far as himself, what did he get into as far as, you know, MMA? I think he was like like 115 pounder. But he was pretty good, dude. You know, he was a very tough person. But he loved to train. He definitely taught me a lot about stand up and making sure that you defend yourself, because he was really you know, pretty defensive most of most of at the time. And you know, like, the thing is that, you know, he had like a lot of, like, you know, he had like a lot of, you know, training sessions with like a lot of you know, people that were also good fighters as well. And he trained at this place down in Waterville. It was called Tygon, and Tygon is a pretty good group, but now they're not there anymore. I think a newer company just came in and took them down. But no, he's a really good fighter. He's well known. I'd probably say he would be good enough to do UFC if he wanted to. But you know, as far as, you know, everything else goes, he has his own, you know, training session with a lot of people. I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna get back into like the ring or the octagon. But as far as me goes, you know, if I wanted to get into UFC, I probably would be, you know, good enough, you know, at like, I want to be like light heavyweight. Like, I don't want to be a heavyweight because I think heavyweight, you know, I gotta get more buff, and I gotta start, you know, being more, you know, defensive on my jab. But if I'm like a light heavyweight, at least I can get, you know, pretty fast with people. Like, because I want to face like guys like Chris Weidman if I were to ever do it. Because, you know, as of now, I can't do it because I have a fucked up, you know, left elbow, and then I don't want to risk myself getting tapped out, and then, you know, if my shit breaks, and yeah, because I don't want to do that. You know, I would love to if I was you know, willing and capable to do it, but I think as of my current medical you know, position, I don't want to hurt myself, you know, as much as I'm, you know, doing things, you know, now. Yeah, so as far as that goes, you know, there is a lot to convert over to wrestling. So wrestling was pretty good. I actually had a lot of, you know, talent of getting myself, you know, acclimated with UFC fighters, along with you know, the Olympic people. Yeah. Basically, I ran into Jordan Burroughs, and Jordan Burroughs was a pretty damn good wrestler. He's actually one of like my favorite, you know, wrestlers that I like, but unfortunately, he wasn't the type of guy to, yeah, how should I say it? He's not interested of getting into the UFC, and I got a little bit downgraded on that because, or no, like, I felt like he was just not wanting to get his ass kicked. But then again, he's a good wrestler, so, you know, with his position, he has like a lot of talents that he has, you know, done. But he came over to my school. He taught us, you know, a lot of skills. Basically, I used to do this thing called Journeyman. Journeyman was like a little group that everybody got into if you wanted to expand your skills. It's more like a off-season professional, you know, type, you know, training for wrestlers, and that's basically what more people got into because it was just really more higher determined, and it just had like a lot more crazy things to get into. And I mean, you know, don't even get me wrong, it's really good that I got into it, but then again, when you really look at, you know, at the level of quality, you gotta be really on your game. And I'd say that there's just more to come because there's just a lot of good athletes that have came in and taught like a lot of good, you know, wrestlers that probably nowadays they're probably UFC fighters or mixed martial arts fighters. probably got into, you know, their own career. But I think it would be good enough to see, you know, more, you know, wrestling to be sponsored as a sport type thing on ESPN. Because, like, personally me, because I just know that it's, you know, like, a lot better to do that rather than having to go into the UFC, and then, you know, it's like a hit or miss if you're that good of a fighter. But I don't really think it would ever be into that, you know, type of like, I should say it, type of you know, sports like culture. And then again, it's just more competition coming through. But as far as everything else goes, what was another thing that I've learned in wrestling? A lot of you know, partnership and a lot of compassion, a lot of teamwork, unity, brotherhood. There was like a lot of things that I got like that I have experienced from it. It was probably one of like the best things I've done. There were some good girl managers that have helped us out within, or that has helped my team out in the past 2 years that I've done with my high school at Shen. First one, Kyrie. Second one, Olivia. Third one was Katie. She was a doll. But the other one, Alyssa, man. Oh, and then Rebecca. Oh, and then also, man. Oh yeah, Brianna Kelly. Oh, and then Nick Kelly. Yo, my nigga Nick. He was. Oh, dude, I fucking love Nick. But Nick is probably just chilling because he doesn't do. He's not as committed as he once was. But back then, bro. And he actually did it with fashion. He actually won the state title back in 2013, and that was like when me and him had our senior year in high school, and it was just really good. He basically was, you know, the best, you know, wrestler to ever come about on my team, along with David Amaviva, because he's brothers, you know. We're basically brother and sister with Olivia. But no, it was really good that that most of, you know, Nick's skills and David's skills came from Coach Weeks and Coach Papalizio. Which Papalizio, man, he was crazy as fuck, but he wasn't that bad. He had his times where he cared about what you wanted to get yourself into, and, you know, he wanted like the best for you. You know, obviously my coach was Coach Capizzuti and then Coach Weeks at the same time. So I actually got myself into a lot of good things with both of them. But nah, man, you know, I was just grinding out on the gym. But as far as Nick and David goes, oh yeah, Nick, he was, yo, Nick could literally become a boxer or become an MMA fighter if he wanted to. But, you know, like, I just know that he has his own, you know, lifestyle that he wants to get himself into. So, you know, it's something that he wants to thrive on and probably just keep at peace, because, you know, there's just a lot of things in wrestling that he probably just didn't like, and then he didn't want to bring it back. But then again, he did wrestle for Binghamton University, so that was a big time wrestling school, or it still is. It's not as big as compared to like OSU, North Carolina, you know, good teams. But you know, he could have done good there, but what happened was that he basically had his neck broken. I'm not saying he's paralyzed. He's not paralyzed. He actually managed to live, but Nick basically had to quit. And I guess, like, as far as like his college life goes, I don't know if he's still in school. I haven't been able to contact him, but as far as as far as I know, he's doing pretty good. There's nothing good. Like, there's nothing that I could say that he's that he's a bad guy. You know, like, I definitely like, you know, talking with you know, Nick and his sister, and just, you know, like, a lot of good stuff, dude. You know, there's like a lot of good things that I have seen, you know, out of, like, you know, good creativity out of like wrestlers becoming, you know, good boxers or good MMA fighters. Or probably Muay Thai. That's kind of rare, which I don't really see that, but it's just like kind of funny because I've made some other good friends out of my wrestling team. There was actually one racist one. His name was Jack. He was a fuckbag. But you know, other ones like Chris Nacarado, Tim Nacarado. Those were my niggas, bro. Chris Knockrado, he's in the Marine Corps, so much love and respect out to you, bro. I miss you, bro. I want you to come home, my nigga, my nigga. But no, he's a really good, good friend and good teammate of mine. Tyler Googler and Jordan Googler, yep, two of my good friends on the wrestling team. They were beasting and feasting. Wesley Betts, Ryan Betts, huge shout out to them. They were pretty good, athletes that I chilled with. There was shit, who was it? Chris Blackman, which he actually came in pretty late, but he was doing pretty good. Which after that, once actually no, like I don't think he's ever did wrestling with me when I was in there. Well, I already said it. I already said his name, so like I still have to put him out there. Who else was there? Justice. Yeah, Justice. He was a big guy. He was a big motherfucker. Actually, I actually took his ass down plenty of times, but he was pretty tough. But he wasn't as tough as me because I actually whooped his ass many times. Like, he's taken me down in practice a few times, but he wasn't as good compared to guys who have been doing it, like Cody Bryans, Alan Gaines. He's my nigga. Jacob Brooks, really good guy. Well, he's more of like a country boy, but he's been doing he did wrestling for quite a while, for Shen, and he did pretty good with me. And I actually liked going up against him, but he would kick my ass because he was strong as fuck. Because he did football, so he was very talented. Who else? Damn, there was a whole bunch of them. David, Nick. Dietrich. I love Dietrich. Dietrich was my boy. I would hit him up right now, but it's too fucking early in the damn morning. Yeah, he was a quickster. He was really good. Anthony Donalo, yep, my nigga. He's in the service, so salute to you. Definitely want you to come back home sooner than later, homie. Who else? Yo, bro, there is a shit ton. Oh, this one asshole, Corey Ali. Fuck him. Nah, just kidding, bro. Me and him used to beef. Like I had like a little bit of blood, up against him. But then again, like later on in time, I chilled that out, and that was the same thing with Jordan Maynard. Like little dickhead, but died down later on. But there's like good wrestlers, and then there's like bad, tempered, minded, wrestling teammates that I didn't like chilling with. So I didn't give a fuck about them. And big fuck you to them to this day, racist and, regressive assholes. But, no, as far as that goes, man, what did I learn from it? Wrestling had taught me to become like a man. It didn't teach me to become a man. It taught me the morality of how to grow like a man. Like, there's things that teaches you in life where you respect things that are more prominent. And you build your morality off of your self-interest and your self-cognitivity. And what I mean by that is that you aware yourself of more lifelong problems, and then you find the solutions and you better yourself every day to escape most of those issues in order to find yourself a better cushioning and better gap-free area to distinctively not be back to, I'm just having like a burping mania, but not just be backed away from problems that you can't run away from. And then it has definitely grown me to become more mature. I'm like, really surprised even at 22. Like, most people say that you're just really dumb in your 20s and you grow older and, you grow up in your 30s, which, like, I don't really even, really think that statement is true, because it's, bullshit anyway, because anybody could be a dumbass, but anybody could be very smart, like me. And I mean, with me personally, like, you know, like I just had a really good, defensive, defensive, like aggressive mechanism in wrestling, and it has taught me a good brotherhood to lie down with, because I have met a lot of good people, and people have taught me to, like, basically be strong for yourself. Don't let others try to shit on you, and always always stand up for your own problems. Don't have anybody else come inside and try to take you down. So, there was more things to come in, the portion of my life. But, here I am, a geek, who still does basketball, just because I'm a gamer and a coder, I still be rolling out with the B-ball, so IRL coming soon. But, nah, man, if I had wanted to go back to wrestling, I could do it. I did try to do it back at Hudson Valley Community College, but, nobody didn't want to join, and people were just being complete dicks for no fucking reason. So, that's what just kind of forced me to be like, you know what, yeah, let me just quit wrestling. And then after that, after that, then I had like my surgery. So, would I say that wrestling is a good sport? Of course. But is it a gay sport, which everybody tries to complain about? No, it's not. Obviously, if you're that type of guy who wants to get, pretty brutal on the mat, then I'd say it's the right sport for you. But as far as like a touching game, no. That's where a lot of people on my team have tried to act like that and try to be, basically homophobic to guys that had a few gay, gay moments. But it's like, other than that, man, we respect everybody, we treat everybody well, and we're not even like that, obviously for people who are that type of person to be like, anti-Semitic or just anti-human in general, then, obviously my teammates would have just confronted him, and then, that would have just been like the end of it. But nah, bro, I definitely had, oh wow, I'm sorry, I'm catching them Z's really quickly, but I'm really happy that I did do wrestling. I think basketball would have been kind of like a shit show if it wasn't for that coach. But I mean, if we had a really good coach, then I definitely would have probably been on the team. But that's why that I do basketball for fun, bro. It's like doing it for fun is my real career. That's my real professional lifestyle, because when I do that IRL, bro, I'm just going in real luxury. Yeah, because I'm in like the luxury when I'm playing. Know what I'm saying? Lunacy, luxury. Alright, fuck it. Alright, guys, I really do appreciate you guys coming through, listening what I gotta say. It was a pretty good career, 27-3. I really wanted to go undefeated. Oh, one more thing. I had like a good fan base that everybody called me by. They called me KROD El Lucha Libre. Yeah, that was like my little, ring title name, or wrestler title, or just K Dog, or K Sizzle, K or K Rizzle, or K Breezy, obviously K-Rod, because K-Rod was like the best, and I think that's it. Yeah. As far as like competition goes, no, everybody just called me K-Rod. That's basically why everybody did it. And actually, one more thing about the the El Shaddai situation. When he said he wanted to come find me and actually come fight me, everybody that heard about it on my end of the school, or basically I just kind of like was not feeling too confident that, or too how should I say it, you know, like, cause I was thinking like, you know, he was actually wanting to actually come through and fight, but you know, but the football team, they were actually saying like, yo, bro, if he actually comes through and try to bring like a gang with him, bro, like we'll literally, you know, defend you. And then that was like the same thing for like the wrestling team too, to which I could have probably fought him too, but as of this, oh wow, as of now, no, like I'm not even that type of person to want to beef. But I mean, back then it's just high school, you know, people want to have higher egos as a guy, but as a girl, you know, girls are just used as puppets now. But back then, that was like the age of that was like the age of looking at girls being used as puppets. So the puppetry was just growing. But no, as far as everything else goes, you know, everybody was very lovely. Well, for most of them, excluding the racist cunts. But no, it's just like no, it was fun, bro. You know, like I had like a really good time. I really wish that I probably did it, you know, back in 9th grade. Much love out to Coach Weeks, Coach Kapazui, Coach Mays. Oh, that Russian coach, he was awesome. He was actually pretty good, and I actually ran up against, well, I trained with his son, Austin Mays. I never went up against the other brother, but, no, he's a really good guy. I really like Coach Mays. He's actually, like, the main reason why I actually kept on going, because he's taught me a really good, how should I say it? A really good, a really good moveset, and I was generating a lot more, you know, wrestling talent when I actually had learned more tougher drills, and he actually had done more, like more conditioning with me, because, you know, like I would like to say he's more of a strength and conditioning type coach. And yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, if you ever get into a drill with him and he tries to break you, just know he's doing it to prepare you, and he's just a badass, you know, Russian. So screw you, Putin. But long live Mr. Mays. I don't know where he is, but respect to that coach. Coach Kapazzuti, best coach ever. Coach Weeks, legend, greatest of all time, GOAT. Let's go. Papa Lizio, like you're so good, but no, big shout out to the team, 2K13 2K13 tribute all day. Much love out to, you know, everybody. But hope you guys enjoy that. That was a pretty good talk. But I'll catch you guys right up in the next one. And peace.